In a quiet street of the city lived a man named Hamid. Hamid was an ordinary person. He was neither very rich nor very poor. Like everyone else, he would wake up in the morning, go to work, talk with friends, and return home in the evening. But he had one problem. He always believed that death was still very far away. He would often say, "I am still young. There is plenty of time ahead. When I grow old, then I will focus more on worship and preparing for the hereafter." Days passed. Months went by. Years followed one after another. Hamid became so occupied with the affairs of this world that sometimes he even missed his prayers. Whenever that happened, he would say, "I will make them up tomorrow." But tomorrow kept turning into another tomorrow. One night, Hamid was sitting on the roof of his house. The sky was filled with stars. A cool breeze flowed through the air. He looked up toward the heavens and thought to himself, "How quickly my life has passed." Memories of childhood returned to him. The days when he was just a little boy. The days when he held his mother's hand. The days when he felt completely safe beneath his father's protection. But now, his father had already departed from this world. His mother had grown old, her hair turning white, and he himself stood in the middle of life's journey. He never realized how quickly the pages of life were being turned. A few days later, an elderly man from their village passed away. Hamid attended the funeral. There, he saw hundreds of people standing silently. The funeral bier was being carried upon the shoulders of men. People were saying, "Bring the funeral forward. Move the funeral ahead. Bring the deceased closer." Suddenly, Hamid became lost in thought. Just a few days earlier, that man had been known by his name. People would greet him, speak to him, and mention him with respect. But now no one was calling him by his name. Now he was simply called the funeral, the deceased. That night, Hamid remained awake for a long time. Those words kept echoing in his mind. Late into the night, sleep finally overtook him, and then he saw a strange dream. In the dream, he saw himself dead. He saw his body lying in the center of his home. People had gathered around him. Some were crying. Some were making supplications. But he could only watch them. His voice could not reach anyone. He tried to shout, "I am here," but no one could hear him. Then he saw people changing his clothes. They washed his body. They wrapped him in a white shroud, and they prepared him for his funeral. He was astonished. Only a few days ago, this very body had been walking through markets and streets. Now it lay motionless inside a simple white shroud. Then he saw himself entering his workplace. He looked at the chair where he had sat for so many years. But someone else was sitting there. People were working as usual. No one seemed to notice his absence. Life continued, as though nothing had happened. Then he went to his home. He saw his heirs dividing his possessions. His books had been placed aside. His clothes had been given away. His shoes had disappeared. Someone else was using his keys. Everything remained behind, but he was gone. Slowly, he found himself in a dark and lonely place. He was completely alone. No friends, no wealth, no children, no status, no fame, only himself and his deeds. Suddenly, he heard a voice saying, "Today is the day of your reckoning." His entire body trembled. At that moment, He realized that all the struggles and pursuits of worldly life had come to an end. Now neither money could benefit him, nor fame, nor power, nor influence. Only righteous deeds remained. Hamid awoke in terror. His entire body was drenched in sweat. His breathing was heavy. He looked around. It was his room, his house, and he was still alive. Immediately, he fell into prostration. With tears streaming down his face, he cried, "O Allah, forgive me. You have still granted me time. You have given me another chance. I want to change my life." From that day forward, Hamid became a different man. He performed his prayers on time. He served his mother with kindness. He helped people whenever he could. He gave charity in secret. He recited the noble Quran. And every night, before sleeping, he asked himself one question: if tonight is my last night on earth, with what face will I stand before Allah? Years later, when Hamid truly lay upon his deathbed, this time he was not afraid, because he knew he had prepared provisions for the journey ahead. Slowly, he lifted his eyes toward the sky, and he smiled, for he finally understood. The real life begins beyond the door of this world. And the truly wise person is the one who prepares for his grave starting today. The end. Message: this world is temporary. Status is temporary. Wealth is temporary. But our deeds are everlasting. The day will certainly come when people will forget our names, and they will no longer call us by who we were. They will simply say, "Bring the funeral, bring the deceased." So let us prepare our hereafter before that day arrives, and let us fill our record with deeds that will benefit us when everything else is left behind.